getting punished. Perhaps Fnatic will feel that sting themselves now.
Pulling back. How many of the games are Zemkoi do we feel like we're broken on this top side against this objective? Need to be able to play slow, need to be able to go in fast. Reset coming in for upset, but they're just getting a lead. The wall is there! Oh no, it's an absolute disaster! They get the autocard! Game framed! Don't it!
Not actually an error. Jackie's just holding on to a skill point for that ult. You mentioned that earlier, but worth noting that again. Jackie's can put it into that and still cast the ultimate. Here he goes.
Oh, here he goes. Nocturnal now coming out. Razor caught on the wrong side, but Poby moving into position. Good equalizer here for the fight, but Isma an excellent ult to respond. Now blocking so much of the incoming damage. Oscar caught out in trouble. Poby trying to fire back, but a perfect flick from Jackie's. Poby sends him packing under the tower, but it's too damn late. GX picking up 2 kills. Are they willing to commit to try and contest this? No smite on either support.
Oh, we flip it.
Junglers have access, going all in now. The ulti coming from the center doesn't do a whole hell of a lot, and instantly into the backside of the fight. Fnatic finding advantage. Razor doing a ton of work. So Oscar Renan still standing and managed to split off Mickey, but it feels like that's all they're gonna get. Otacon at 3K. Will reset, but Razor blinking health bar. I don't think either side's gonna get it.
Fnatic see the green flags.
Through mid, a single wave gonna be deleted in the mid lane while this fight goes out. Fnatic losing money just to be here, but there's really no other choice. Isma on the flank. Will now finally use it. Upset, caught out, locked down. The feathers are going to fly, but where is Upset going to go? The wall still isolating, trying to move back to Charm, just in time, but Upset's completely taking out the fight. Razor moving into the Noah down, as is Razor. Isma trying to finish off Upset, and he's going to grab the kill. Poby, the last hope for Fnatic. Mickey doing what he can to protect, but Poby just doesn't have the space he needs to maneuver. Knockup from Mickey is clean. Poby continuing to backstep. Clean work as he slides out, but the rest of GX just turn. They'll take their sweet time, happy to pick off one member at a time, but it's Oscar Renan from the back. Comes in with the flamethrower to get a bit more work done, and a perfect ulti from Lot. Buffers it, makes it happen, and it's gonna be Elder to the side of GX.
GX clutch the Elder fight. They managed to
commit.
Poby has to reset, try and catch the wave. Giant X, this might be their moment.
Isma gonna kick the fight off, seeing that Poby isn't involved. Jun waiting as long as he can to use his ult. Upset gonna pull the feathers back. Lot now caught out. Flash back from Upset to get away from the ult, but Lot's able to backstep with the footwork. Oscar Renan pushing forward. Decent chunk coming in from Noah. Shut down onto Lot. Tower coming in. Jackie, it's a back door. It's a back door. He's trying to push in. The lights have been turned off, but on who? They're going in to find the main time. Razor flying through the air. A desperate piece of darkness to bring light to the side of Fnatic. Poby makes the difference. Razor and Oscar back to back. Hold the line. How the hell?
the River Thirst. Oscar coming down very tanky and has flash. This trigger is going to be really hard to chunk through from GX.
Might be a little bit late though. Poby waiting off to the side. Jackie's does not feel too threatened yet. Again, Oscar may find an angle. Razor kicking the fight off. Lot isolated off to the side, but Razor already losing so much HP. In the meantime, Poby finding the angle. The taunt, the ulti doesn't connect from Jackie's, and it's crucial because Upset for a brief moment is untouched. Lot trying to finish the job. Magic damage shield, not going to stop the Corki, not going to stop the Yorick. Knock up onto 2 from Oscar is clutch, and it's just what Fnatic needed. GX are decimated as the Dragon.
Giant X thought they were able to take the
GX lineup a little bit harder on the Braum. Poby and Lot. I don't think Poby feels as good about this one, but he's going to adjust his punch. He's going to taunt. He's going to be stuck in that little box for a while, and it's going to force the TP out from Oscar. Uh-oh, Lot. Daddy's home. Wants something to do with that. Just immediately walk away. Isma trying to find an engage at the same time. The map is entirely split. GX being a bit caught out here. Instant follow comes in from Upset, and down comes the Galio. But a bit out of range as Jonas forced to retreat. One kill coming through. Mickey! Double! In the blink of an eye, they're gone! And now Fnatic, they smell blood in the water. They want a little bit more. 23 seconds till Bear, and this objective belongs to Fnatic.
We were saying that Pyke is just not at such a sweet spot, so they can reset and go into that setup. And Mickey, he pulls people back, means that, realistically, the Braum is pulled away from the person he wants to go towards. And look at the slide through. Oh, that's disgusting.
Okay. That does still hurt. Pretty long cooldown as Mickey keeps stepping forward. Razor debating if he wants to go in. Sweeper over the wall, dashing forward, manages to find the knock on 2. Upset immediately into the back line, and there's just no counterplay. Upset taking down Jackie. Lot getting cut down now as well. Mickey might not have even connected with the ult. He didn't have time. They died too quickly. This is an absolute one. Alas, it does not happen. Jackie's now with the unending despair as well as a bit of aggressive trading coming in from Lot. Really determined to try and get something back, but a nice hook coming in from Mickey. Ulti goes out, the interrupt is there! They managed to stop the ulti from coming through, now they're gonna both be in trouble! Sion right in the nick of time! He can't take out a Ripside! Just massive. Only grievous wounds on the team is on Jackie's. Oh, Isma. Going boom. They're still gonna look for the knockup though. Knockup there, body block coming in from Jackie's. The Razor just goes right over the top. Noah isolated in the backside, flashing backwards, trying to beat up this front line, but he can't do much of anything. Fnatic though getting took lower and lower. Upset still manages to live, and counters. Jackie's retreating. The damage just isn't there. Even the tower, not enough. His upset is just unrelenting. Autos, silver bolts, everything being thrown down. But the zombie making the difference. His lot is there beside him. Jackie's determined to finish the kill on Razor, but he can't quite get it done. Oscar finally knocking down. One more auto, and he takes down another one. Fnatic are keeping their dreams. Razor waiting over the wall. Noah, 3.5 items, has some armor pen. 7k, Jun going over the wall, going back, but they don't have enough damage. Razor still has enough time to get over. Knockout gonna go onto the Noah. He's gonna be able to spell shield that immediately out. Who's gonna get it in the end? All eyes on the bear, and they managed to take it! Fnatic just keep coming out on top, but Noah's ready to dish out the damage. It's not enough to die. Noah's still living for an extra second. Down goes Upset. Lot lives, but it is not enough. A triple for Bobby, a perfect realm morph, and a steal from Razor to seal. The back away now.
10 seconds left on the Baron. They will just barely manage to get this turret.
Engage going in on a Jackie's. Noah able to block the Nautilus ultimate. Razor waiting. Fnatic though. Don't want to overcommit. We'll just take the tower and mid lane. May look for a little bit more. Mickey does manage to land the hook. That's the redemption. Poby, nice flash back. And it's Jun who's been caught out completely. Now they're descending on them like sharks. Noah for a brief moment untouched, but it doesn't matter. It might be too late in the fight. All eyes on Noah. Law finds his way into the back line. Decent damage to follow. Oscar running on the way in, but Noah's already taken down Mickey. He's looking to bat another ambulance. His Razor is about to fall. Zombie Scion, not enough. Razor's still standing. GA still available. And it's all falling apart for GX. They might have found one, but Fnatic will not relent.
Poby breaks their ankles as Fnatic maybe look to break the game.
Isma dash over. Knock up, not going to connect. Noah doing everything he can to clear, but there's just too much damage. The flash forward, the flag, the drag, down he goes. A second life for Razor. Happy to have it, but there's no wave. Lot backstepping. The wave there for GX. Isma waiting to come over. Massive shield goes in for Poby. Lot needs to backstep. Oscar Renin now in trouble, but finally the bot wave is here. Fnatic, do they need one more fight, or will they go for the close?
Upset's ultimate's just off cooldown. Here he goes.
Dash through, turns invisible. Three-man knockup from Oscar. They were already dead men walking, but that is indeed the final nail in this coffin. Fnatic knocking down GX, securing.
As he cast it a second time this game, the shockwave hits two members, Tarzan and Kyle. A little bit tankier than JDG would like to deal with. They're trying to continue the play. Tarzan slams Shuo into the wall, forcing him to flash over. Xiaoshu can threaten. He picks up first blood onto Tarzan's poppy, and now Shanks and Kyle are in trouble. But Hope comes over the wall, but he's isolated. He's all alone. I don't think that's the play you want to go for. Hope loses his mind, and JDG reap the rewards as they find 3 kills in the aftermath.
Oh my god, Hope just looks like he lost all hope. Is he
Public execution from Xiaoshu.
That's worth, though. I think that now you have a power play if you're AL, because that's such an important tool for reaching Hope. On the backside is Shanks whiffs.
He missed the stun. The flash gets nothing, and he's taken out of the fight. And now Hope has
Good
to
fight,
play defensively over the wall. Big Orb of Ruin over. Dro is dropped. The G is going to get burned by Shun as he goes in for the flash stun. But Steadfast Preston stops him in his tracks. And now Tarzan is on the forefront trying to pursue Xiaoshu and push him away from the fight. Paze and Scout trying to step up and see if they can follow up. But anyone's legend only dropped 1 in exchange for 2.
That was a very good fight for Hope. He was able to fight it from over the wall. So he was safe and just ripping damage as the front line was standing ahead of him. Scout hit a 4-man shockwave. Doesn't even feel like it over on AL.
Oh, man.
They're trying to hold the line.
Be careful. Decimating smash. Hang on. Xiaoshu and Pace doing a lot of work onto the tank.
No
Tarzan has the spite advantage. Scout and Pace see if they can try and seal it away, but Tarzan is clutch with the spite. 30 HP on that dragon, by the way. But Pace might be in trouble. Burns out Scout. Xiaoshu now pressuring with the Hextech portal. See if he can cut off the retreat path of anyone's legend. Shanks has TP. And the next 3 seconds when he spawns, Xiaoshu's got to be quick. He has to slice and dice through them. Flandra forces to use the ultimate. He flashes away, but they leave Hope to die. He takes out 1, though. Pace gets dropped in exchange for Hope's life.
That's critical that they took down Paze. It takes away the push from JDG, as now the solo laners missed the ultimates. And JDG, they could have gotten
that, though. They're swatted over
sneaky ward.
This ward. They're trying to sneak this Otacon, but because of that ward, anyone's legend is going to know.
Flandre has the TP coming off cooldown here momentarily, so he might be late, actually. Okay, yeah, he just casted it now as it's up, and now Tarzan, Keeper's Verdict time. What can he, who can he punt away? This is a terrible position for JDG, because now Tarzan just gets a freely threatened Keeper's Verdict.
Nice disintegrate by Shanks, leads the stun. Setback Presence cuts off Xiaoshu, and the man that JDG invested so much into the early game is the first one to drop. Dwo forced to flash away. Oh, the Scout Shockwave is desynced as Dwo had already ran away from the fight. They don't have an Orianna ultimate, they don't have a Magnet Storm, they are out of options, and anyone's legend completely run JDG out of the Otacon pit.
That is a triple kill for Hope. You got to decide what you want to do here, JDG. You're going to walk out. If you don't walk out fast enough, you could get Flandra'd. 13 seconds away. He has TP. Speaking of TPs.
Xiaoshu is looking for the cutoff point. Hope is isolated. He's only got Kael as a way to try and disengage. Hope has to use the Conmay steps to find his way out, but the public execution snaps him. Tarzan buys some time with the step out percent.
Oh.
But JDG find the king carry. They can blitz through everyone else. Massive damage from Shanks for the Timbers. He tries to incinerate them onto a crisp. But JDG are strong. They're persistent. They push through. Tarzan's dropped. No way! How did JDG bring this one back?
I mean, Hope tried to play into that. He flashed to buffer the Panth W, but where, like, they'll to come into you. So, can they find Hope, who has flashed back up? And that's the condition you're waiting to really fight on. As they found Xiaoshu.
Scanner from Flandra is so good. Keeper's verdict punts away one. He looks for Scout, forces him to go into the Seeker's stasis. Shun onto the front line, flashes on to Hope. The Shockwave puts 3, but you said it before, Matt, there's no damage into the Scout Oriana build, but they're holding the line strong as Flandra's forced to flash away. Shun comes up for the GA just to die a second time, and the Baron is up for the taking. Anyone's legend will not be contested on the objective as Tarzan is clean with the smite.
Has really good interactions in the Pantheon between the Q 5-second stun and the outrange on the R. Kyle taking full advantage of it there. As AL opening up an inhibitor and looking to crack open the game.
Redemption comes in. Keeper's verdict for the wind-up punts away one. Buys some time for Anyone's Legend to pressure the Nexus turrets. Scout waiting for the moment to pop the Shockwave. Tarzan goes in with the crash. Jewel opens up with the Magnetstorm. Xiaoshu trying to dance into the backline. Shockwave only onto Tarzan. And that's it, folks. Anyone's Legend endure everything that JDG threw their way, and they come out triumphant here in game 1.
Big game from Hope. He made one oopsie early on, jumping into a 1v4, but the rest of the game, Hope was clean as they all come together to take game 1. His conditions are not good.
Chunked out here. Shun can at least look for the smite onto the second grub. Tarzan is able
Smite
to burn it down
fight.
and conserves his smite. Yeah, who's going to get it? 1300 HP. It's a 900 smite fight, and Tarzan is successful with it. Engaged with the Cyclone,
no.
Mega Inferno Bomb over the top, and even though Flandra was chunked out of the fight, he still got the dominance, and that's a big team fight win for Anyone's Legend as JDG is sent fleeing for the hills. Scout comes in with the flash, tries to root up Tarzan, but the heroic entrance from Shanks allows him to save his jungler, and Pays is under fire, forced to flash. In doing this, Anyone's Legend should have the opportunity to collapse.
Interesting force here by JDG. I mean, Tarzan still has ultimate. They're going to try and get him out of the pit first. But
Tarzan forces the Cyclone, Mega Inferno Bomb over the top, but Shun blocks it with a Crescent Guard. 1500 HP on the Rift Herald. It resets, and now everyone is slamming each other into the pit. Tarzan is the first one to die. Xiaoshu with the World Ender. He spreads his demonic wings. Wait a minute, the Darkened Blade can find redemption for JDG as Flandra's cut off for the rest of the team. JDG, it didn't look good, but they force it anyway, and they come out on top.
Nice escape by Hope, but the H, a lot of the Otacon damage, not the resistance shred, but they're going to start this one up.
Control Ward at least sees that the Otacon has been started for JDG. Anyone's Legend burning this down.
Flandra base and
7k
TP.
HP.
Xiaoshu
TP
base.
coming in from Flandra.
No
Shanks
base
is
from
pressuring.
Xiaoshu. Yeah, Flandra was
Maybe.
able to base. No base from the Aatrox. I don't know what the items are like, but that could have an impact.
Gotta be careful. Mega Inferno Bomb over the top. Decent damage on the Pays.
Really good damage.
Otacon does reset a little bit on the HP, but it's still not back to full. It's still 6k
This is what they want.
HP.
They just want to pull it up north and try and force them to walk through Ziggs as much as possible.
He's popping the dominance, ready to threaten JDG from being able to enter into the pit. Big knockup there from Dwo, tries to answer back, but here comes the heroic entrance from Shanks over the top. On top, Anyone's Legend is able to secure the Otacon. Xiaoshu now charges forward in the World Ender form, looking to see if he can catch anyone. The Flash Darkened Blade does not find anyone as Anyone's Legend makes the retreat happen. Pays still pursuing alongside Dwo. They've got them pinned in the corner, but there's no World Ender anymore for Xiaoshu. This is a big limit test. Xiaoshu not able to do it. Pays now alone, flashes away for the Justice Punch. Does he have enough damage? He cannot pump out enough feathers, and Anyone's Legend only drops one, but the reward is $2 grand against JDG.
Scout sending the wave in. They're going to try and make this play. As
Whoa,
Tarzan
he had to flash onto Tarzan to force the recall from
Double
being
Thunder Sky.
interrupted. He's able to get a double. Scout is at least able to get 2 kills back into the pockets of JDG, and they'll take the turret in trade.
Shanks could look for the taunt to draw top.
Up the Otacon, surprisingly, JDG still able to match them, but JDG, can they find the fight there? 2,000 gold up, looking at Shanks. Big knockup onto the Galio. The flash from Kael kind of goes nowhere. Shun is able to buy some time with the Crescent Guard. Flandra goes in, pops the Seraph Scage. The first trade happens. It's 1 for 1 so far. Cyclone rips whips from Tarzan,
stall,
but he's forced to
stall.
retreat back. Joel and Pays doing everything they can. Shanks pressuring, big rip with the blade collar. Shanks is forced to use the hero's entrance as a hero's retreat, but he's still not dead. And the dragon still at 7,000 HP. Scout
Hope
trying to pressure forward, but
can't do
Hope
it.
has the HP lead, and he's got the bombs, and it's enough to force JDG away from the dragon pit.
This game is getting kind of chaotic as each of these very different compositions are trying to force their will upon the other. And I think that AL, they need to be just a wee bit more disciplined in some of the angles they're holding, but they have the harder to execute composition, just trying to, again, they have to use their range. But Hope is starting to really step up and do some significant damage in these standoffs, and I like how AL, they're starting to commit more to the standoffs, Rafa. We saw them, you know, Otacon Dragon, they were behind in goal, but they're committing to what their win con wants and trying to make it work. But TPs are coming in.
Essential charge gets interrupted. Xiaoshu now looking forward to try and punish the flashless Ziggs. Pays steps up right behind the Aatrox. Shanks goes in with the Justice Punch.
That's deep.
But there's no flash from Shanks. There's no hero's entrance for the retreat either. He's in a world of trouble. Pays slices him down to size. And JDG are now 5-4 on the map.
I think you were electing kind of which member to drop there as AL. It was a very good play for the Dragon, an unwarranted push for the tower, which led to a good TP from Xiaoshu. And now this redemption being used, that's a lot of healing around the Baron. And a flip might ensue, but Hope's damage here is very significant.
They're looking for the turn. They're trying to bait them in. Flandra still has flash available, but he doesn't get a time to be able to get away. JDG turn right back onto the Baron, but now they're getting dropped low on HP bar. Scout is the target, but he goes into stasis. The death charge now gone. Tarzan forced to use the Cyclone, trying to retreat, trying to run away. Outside of the control ward that is supposed to give JDG the vision advantage.
CP is a little funky for me. I mean, they really want to play this Baron, but that does take away a lot of future power from Scout, who is 16 and can actually crush on the side lane. He's up a full item now with that Zhonya's. The Scout's quite big on the rise.
Flandra threatening from the top side. Tarzan has flash. He has smite. It's less than 5k. 3k. Big Inferno Bomb into the top. Tarzan steals the objective away from Shun's hands. And even though Tarzan goes down, he goes down as a hero for anyone's legend. Flandra cut off from the retreat path, not able to find the recall. JDG will take 2 kills for their...
Is this real? And JDG is almost forced to pressure this or else they eat Ziggs poke.
Oh, boy.
So they're forced into bad conditions.
I mean, this Elder Flip could change the entire state of this game. It could seal the demise of JDG, or it could be their redemption, as one is already burned.
No redemption
just to
for
give
JDG.
Xiaoshu a little bit of extra healing. Still nearly 10,000 HP on the Elder Dragon, and anyone's legend now trying to burn it down. The engage comes through, massive cyclone onto the back line. Pace goes in the air with a feather storm. Shanks follows up with a knock-up. Pace is trying to fire as many feathers as he can. Flandra steps up, tries to zone him away. Flash stun, that gets the cleanse out of Pace. He's able to get one rip. Pace is still surviving. He's still trying to fire as many feathers as he can. Hope is still chucking bombs from a safe distance, and Pace cannot step up anymore in the fight. He's leaning on Dro for assistance as Shanks and the rest...
They can maybe match.
Gotta be careful about who you select as a target, though. Tarzan is starting to walk forward. Flandra looms as the seismic shove takes a huge chunk out of the Cassante. Decent damage. Here comes the equalizer that forces Hope to flash over it. Flash from Shanks sets up the combo. Frozen Tomb buys some time. Tarzan slams down the Cataclysm dunk, but it's the cease and desist from Shun that finds the answer back, and it's the fate of warfare secured for JDG. Their early game comp starting to show their strength here as anyone's legend now find themselves here on the back foot.
Yeah, fight's gonna continue.
Shun goes back in. Flandra gives his life for the all-out. And
can add the words of Toad Amarillo there.
Shanks looking for. Tarzan flash, Cataclysm locks down Pays into the pit, forces him to flash and cleanse away. Shanks now goes into the Frozen Tomb, creates space. It's only Xiaoshu on the front line trying to threaten as Tarzan follows the knock up onto Zhuo. And now the rest of JDG are forced to scramble. Here comes Scout trying to save the fight. Seismic shove doesn't hit anyone. Anyone's legend is able to sidestep it, and now Zhuo disconnected from Pays as Flandra comes in for the flank, looking for Scout. He still has a flash, not pressure.
Sometimes it's just the little things, guys. Look at the 2 control wards that JDG have around the Otacon. The 3 control wards they have in the river. It is one well-placed ward in the river by Kyle that completely scouts JDG out as they try and walk in. AL used that information to shut them down. Gonna use it to try and secure this Otacon and shut JDG out of this series in a clean 3-0.
I mean, JDG are going to try and force this against anyone's legend, but they're down a single man. No smite advantage. It's not to play for the Otacon, it's just to play for the fight. Equalizer's decent, but Shanks finds Scout, forces him to flash away, still has the Frozen Tomb in his arsenal, and it's the Otacon secured for anyone's legend now. Everyone is backing off, giving respect to JDG and their ability to collapse. Shanks still has the Frozen Tomb available, and he has the Glacial Path to make his escape alongside the rest of the Pandas as Pays trying to force something. Shoot is back for the Brave, goes for the Cetus assist. Multi-man knockup into the backline of anyone's legend. Do they have the damage denying them? Hope is the first one to fall. Pays is trying to go crazy, but it's Flandra that puts an end to his carry potential. JDG take 2, but at what?
Kind of on Scout, like he had the base and TP back. I mean, I think that if you want to play that, like, you almost have to play it as a crew. And the only person he locked in was Sandra. And now you're playing for Hextech Soul. And look, if you give away Hextech Soul, I think that's just game. Like, that's Sivir list with a Hextech Soul. JDG, please fight this. Like, you can't go down with a whimper like this. You gotta flip it.
I definitely don't think that's not going to happen from JDG. They're going to go down with a fight, but I don't know if it's going to be a good one. Shun sends it, can't get the smite. The Hextech Soul secured by Tarzan, and now Scout is forced to flee. He doesn't even get a chance. Pays is able to find Shanks in the crossfire, but Pays, can he find the kills? As Flandra and Hope are the last 2 members standing, it could look good for JDG, as Pays needs to find his moment. Gets burned nearly to low.
AL into the Baron. This is not a good one for JDG, as they're going to be fighting down conditions.
6K on the Baron, 5K. The engage is forcing Shun to flash away. Equalizer on top of multiple AL members. Redemption heals them up.
It's a waste of an Equalizer.
4K. Oh, here comes Shanks over the wall. Finds the Frozen Tomb engage. Shun forced to use the cease and desist into the backline as Pays is surrounded by everyone. And the last hope that JDG had in their ranks is the first one to go down in what could be the victory march for anyone's legend.
This is going to be death by 1,000 cuts and a lot of Dragon Breath.
Tarzan sends it on to Shun, the Elder Dragon at their hands, smites down JDG, one after one. Not even Pays was enough. Anyone's legend are just